for joining us. Today we got some really exciting things to share with you. But before that, I would like to begin with the story of ASUS, who we are and where we are going. This is our humble start, 1989, the year of our birth. Our founders, who are both super talented engineers, established ASUS in a small apartment in Taipei, Taiwan. And what motivated them is a deep passion for technology. Their goal was to prove to the world that we can make the best motherboard in the world. And this is exactly the spirit that inspired more and more talent to join our great journey for our next 30 years. And this is the spirit of In Search of Incredible. In Search of Incredible is our great promise. ASUS is passionate about technology and driven by innovation. We dream, we dare, and we strive to create an effortless and joyful digital life for everyone. We are always in search of incredible ideas and experiences. And we aspire to deliver the incredible in everything we do. The same passion has led us to 3 decades of incredible innovation that have pushed our industry forward. We brought to the world's first Lamborghini laptop, the world's first bamboo laptop, the world's first laser laptop, the world's first netbook, the EPC that they are familiar with, and the world's first ultrabook, the ZenBook. And then, 2012, in this year, we started the world again. Together with Intel, we launched the world's first ultrabook, the ZenBook. And it has completely changed the landscape of single-line computing and represented the best of the best from ASUS. Then we start the journey of revolution. From the perfect fusion of glass and metal of the ZenBook US01 to the world's silliest convertible laptop, ZenBook USB7. And last year, we launched the Screenpad on the ZenBook Pro. This innovation helped to unleash all the creativity and productivity demanded by the professionals. And today, we will introduce you our latest and most innovative ZenBook ever. Besides the laptop, ASUS also offers a complete range of products that meet our consumers' needs in their digital life. And this also contributes to our worldwide recognition and outstanding performance. For example, the prestigious laptop magazine from the United States ranked us as the #2 best laptop brand for the year 2019. They say ASUS shot to the 2nd place this year, thanks to the innovation it brought to the table. It can win so many awards. This proves that ASUS product really has better performance and innovation than the others. Fortune also praised ASUS as one of the world's most admired leading technology companies for 4 years. Forbes also named ASUS among the world's top regarded company for 2 consecutive years for trustworthiness, social conduct, and performance of the company's product and service. Thomson Reuters also select ASUS as one of the top 100 global technology leaders for the year 2018. ASUS is the absolute #1 motherboard brand worldwide. Since 1989, we have sold over 560 million pieces motherboard that could circle the Earth more than 4 times. Driven by innovation, ASUS continues to be the #1 gaming laptop brand worldwide. We are the dominant leader in the worldwide gaming. We are #1 in the United States with 28% market share. #1 in Canada with 54% market share. #1 in UK with 41% market share. #1 in France with 34% market share. #1 in Indonesia with 54% market share. ASUS is also the top 3 consumer laptop brand in the worldwide market, according to the latest IDC report for the first half of 2019. We are ahead of Apple, Acer, Dell in the worldwide consumer laptop market. And in our home market, Asia Pacific, we are also the solid #1 consumer laptop brand.
ASUS laptops has been widely appreciated and loved by the consumers. And that's why we are solid #1 in consumer laptop Asia Pacific, and we are solid #1 with more than 78% in Southeast Asia. And we are among top 3 consumer laptops around the world. So, you may wonder how we maintain this #1 position. And since the industry is changing every day, and you may also ask, how we grow the emerging markets like India. You know that I've been working across the countries, and I found the Indian consumers are the smartest consumers in the world. First of all, you want a very super performance laptop with the Intel 9th-gen, 10th-gen Core i CPUs, high graphic card, but you still want a longer battery life. And all this, you want to put it into a very sexy, elegant design, slim, light form factor. And second, you want the best quality, even meet the US military standards. And last but not least, among all these factors, the price of this machine has been very user-friendly. Isn't it a very good challenge for us? For us, we think it's very challenging. And every day in India, we feel it's a new day for us. Then, to answer that question, how we maintain the #1 position and how we develop the market, we always said, there's no magic, only basic. So first, we need to listen to the customer needs. Then we need to deliver. And to make these things to be delivered, these are the answers. We have more than 7,000 engineers working with us in our R&D centers worldwide to make this happen. And you may also wonder why you need such big R&D forces in our organization. The answer is very simple. Because we need to be prepared and be ready for tomorrow. So here are some facts for your information, that in the next 4 years, there will be more than 500 million logical apps to be created, which the number will be the sum of the past 40 years.
Namaste. It's a very happy moment for me to see all the partners, media come here today. So today, I would like to talk about yesterday first. Then I will talk about today, then I will talk about tomorrow. So first, I would like to share with you, recently I already talked about a lot, about the overall Asia Pacific and also South Asia market. How about India? So as per the latest IDC report, in the first half 2019, compared with the first half 2018, ASUS is the fastest growing consumer laptop brand in India, Thanks for your support. Thank you. Moreover, in the Q3, although the IDC has not yet released the latest report, but as per our internal data, in Q3 till now, ASUS already achieved more than 60% growth compared with last year. Thanks for your support. Then, in October itself, the first 2 weeks of October, we already reached 18% market share according to the Microsoft activation report. Now we are one of the leading in India. Thank you. Here, I would like to further explain more. So we grow our market share not just due to the numbers. You can see, according to the GFK report, in terms of the average selling price, ASUS now is the highest amongst all the brands. We are even higher than HP, Dell, and Lenovo. So you can see the product which we offer to the market is totally with the innovative technology. So this is the result. Now in India market, ASUS is the #1 gaming laptop brand with 26.1% market share. Thank you. Today, we are here with the latest ZenBook launch. ZenBook stands for the thin and light market. Like Grace just mentioned, in 2012, we launched the first ZenBook along with Intel. And now, in India market, we already reached 24.2% in the thin and light market. Thank you. So, what about tomorrow? So, in 2020, as India, we have very aggressive goal. So in 2020, we want to reach #3 position in the consumer laptop segment with 80% market share. And in terms of gaming, right now we are ranked #1 with 26%. Our target is we want to challenge 40% market share in 2020. Then, the thin and light laptop. Now, every end customer, we want to have a laptop on the go any point of time. So our target is we want to increase our market share from 24% to 40% by end of 2020. So with all the partners here, we hope and we believe we can achieve this target. However, we talk a lot about ASUS achievement, but today we know the customers in India, no matter which brand he's using, more than 50% of the end customer, they are not really happy with the machine they have.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jonas Chan, who is a country brand manager, Consumer Notebook Series, and ASUS India. So first of all, I want to say thank you for all of you for joining our launch event today. But except for saying thank you, I also want to say congratulations. Because today, we are creating a new future for the PC industry. So what is the future? So just now, I think Anwar has already given you an idea of how a future laptop could possibly look like. But of course, a future laptop idea will not come from a single person. But the idea will come from every single one of you in the venue today. The idea will come from all the people of India, and of course, the people all around the world. What is the reason? In order to understand what our end users demand, our headquarter team, our research and development team, they visited all around the world to find out what are the real end users' demands. They have been conducting interviews with all kinds of users, pro users, beginning users, and as a result, they got a few feedback from them. What are their pain points at the current status? For example, inefficiency, limited view, lack of portability, and lack of inconvenience. So as a leading consumer laptop brand in the world, we listen to what customers share with us. And we ingest those ideas into our mind, and at last, we do create the future. So what is the future? The future is the laptop of tomorrow. This is a comment we got from the PC magazine out of the United States. So the laptop of tomorrow is not only a slogan from ASUS. From this comment, it is truly recognized by the well-known industry magazine. So ZenBook Pro Duo is a laptop of tomorrow. It is the world's first laptop to come with a dual 4K display. What kinds of people would have a demand for using a dual 4K display? According to our interviews with people all around the world, those are the people who need them the most. Those are the pros users, such as creators, gamers, programmers, and planners. So for those professional users, what they demand the most is a very high resolution of display. That's why the main screen of the ZenBook Pro Duo comes with a 15.6-inch 4K OLED display, while the second screen itself also provides a 14-inch 4K view for a real and immersive dual-screen experience. Apart from a very high resolution, the color accuracy is also very important for those board users. To meet the highest industry standard, the 4K main screen offers HDR contrast with 100% DCI-P3 white hue color gamut, which enables your images to be more vivid. The other industry standard, which is very helpful for image editors, is that the main screen is Pantone validated, allowing designers to see the most exact shade of color that goes on their screen and printed design. So now, with two 4K dual screens, is it enough? Is it pretty enough, actually? But if you want more, just connect the HDMI and Thunderbolt 3 cables, then it can support up to 4 4K screens, all at the same time. So now, let's say hi to the Screenpad Plus. It's pretty difficult for people to understand how a second screen can work for us. Just like imagine the people in the Middle Ages would not have any idea of how electricity could work in the Industrial Revolution. People in the 1980s would not have an idea of how an ultrabook can work for you in the 1990s. People in the 1990s would not have an idea of how a smartphone can help people to have a better life in the 20s and the 2000s. So now, this year, which is 2019, we are in the last year of 2010s. So today, the Screenpad Plus is a product from the 2020s. So now today, let us take a look at what is the Screenpad Plus. The powerful Screenpad Plus makes your life better in different aspects. But in general, the benefits of the Screenpad Plus can be categorized into 4 aspects. The enhancement of multitasking, productivity, creativity, and gaming. So now you've got 2 screens, which means a bigger space for multitasking. You can easily drag the window down and up to make it the space whatever you want. Of course, for multitasking, you will open multiple apps at the same time. With Microsoft Tool, you can easily organize them on the Screenpad Plus. Of course, for multitasking, the organized beautiful apps is very important. So this is a way that if you have 3 apps all at the same time, you can put them in the right position. Left, middle, and right. So when you want to open an app, usually you need to double-click the app icon itself so that the app will open. So imagine today we have a dual screen. You want to open 5 different apps, then you need to click 2 times 5, which is 10 times. That sounds really time-consuming. From the task grouping function of the Screenpad Plus, you don't need to click 10 times again. By the grouping function, you'll need to click 1 time, and then all 5 apps can all come out together. Even though now you have already opened multiple apps, you don't need to worry about making yourself unorganized. Because there is an easy task navigator, which you can check what are the apps that you have already opened. Want to see more content on the display for better productivity? Simply move the icon to the extension mode, and then you can see the whole pages that you're viewing. Pro users need inspiration and productivity. That's why the stylus pen matters for them on the touchpad. The stylus pen is the best friend to draw and write naturally, and can automatically convert writings into text. So now you already have an ideas in your mind. We also provide some custom UI function for you to discover more possibilities of the Screenpad Plus. Now I think you already know how powerful the Screenpad Plus is, but how exactly can it benefit the pro users all around the world? So now stay with me to unleash your creativity further. If you're a movie maker or YouTuber, you can use Screenpad Plus to show timelines for softwares like Adobe Premiere Pro. If you are a photographer, the main display can show your photo as large as possible, while Screenpad Plus can be used to show your editing toolbars in Photoshop. If you're into audio production, the Screenpad Plus can be used to show different tracks of audio or control panel. If you're a 3D graphic designer, the Screenpad Plus can be used to show the texture palette. If you are into writing, the Screenpad Plus can help you to check what pictures to be inserted into your article. If you are a programmer, you can use the extended screen space to show remote codes, like this. This also allows you to view the changes of the programs immediately when you are making code changes.
Alright, hi. Hello everyone, good afternoon. I am Rob, I am a visual artist, and I just wanted to film. I love working with scale, I love working with different materials. I love to explore, I love to experiment, try out new things. So when ASUS got in touch with me and they wanted me to explore the new product, I was super thrilled. So thank you ASUS for the opportunity to try out the ZenBook Pro Duo, which is pretty incredible, if I may say. And don't go by the slim, sleek, thin design. It's a beast of a machine. It's really powerful and it's a treat. You know, it's honestly a treat. But when you're working on it, it's really exciting. For me, it was like a kid in a candy store kind of a moment. It was, it's so powerful. It's packed with features. And the best thing for me is the dual screen. You know, there is an extra screen that is offered, and I think it's a great advantage for an artist. Because artists are always drawing, at least I am. I always carry a sketchbook around. I'm always doodling and sketching. If I don't have a sketchbook, if I'm at a coffee shop, I'm drawing on the paper napkins that they give, or if I am on a flight, I'm doodling on my boarding card or paper cups that they give you to drink water. Long story short, I'm always trying to sketch. So if you have an extra screen, it's extra space, workspace to play around with, which is fantastic. So yeah, for an artist, that's a big, big advantage. Like you saw, it's not just for display. You can work on it. You can move things around with your fingertips. And if you're an artist or a designer like me, there is a stylus, so you can use that on either of the screens. So you get a lot more precision, a lot more control. And yeah, what else should I say? It's amazing to work on a machine that is so powerful. But inspiration doesn't always come just like that. Sometimes you have to create the mood, you have to be in the right mood. For me, it's listening to music, or watching a movie, or just scrolling through beautiful pictures to get my mind stimulated, get some inspiration. With the ZenBook Pro Duo, you can do all of that at the same time
switching between tabs, because now you have an extra screen, so I can have my music playing, I could have a podcast or a video playing, I could have my reference images in different tabs, and if I want my workspace to be clean and clutter-free, I can have all my tools down, so I can just drag my toolbar down. So I have everything beautifully displayed down, and my workspace is clean and clutter-free, so I get really like a bird's eye view of what I'm doing and what I'm designing or illustrating, which again for an artist is a big, big advantage. So it's very thoughtful, it's very clever. Also, the screen is 4K, so the colors you see, like when I was doing my illustration, it's very rich, very vibrant, very bold. When I'm sitting and visualizing what I want to do, what I want to put in my illustration or my art, thinking of a color, and I pick it up from the swatch and I put it down, I want it to be what I'm visualizing. So we see that on a 4K screen, it's almost lifelike, it's so real. So I was very excited when I was working on it. Also, when you're working on a machine that is so powerful, there is no lag. Right? I was doing a lot of intricate details that you saw. I was using a lot of textures, I was using images. The machine is very powerful because it's powered by the 9th and 10th generation, the latest one, Intel Core processors. So it's very, very fast. And again, it's a treat. So much joy I got from working on this machine, and like I can go on and on. So you saw a glimpse of what I made. I would like you guys to see the full artwork too. So again, for inspiration, when I was sitting down and thinking of what I should make, I looked down and the laptop was right in front of me, ZenBook Pro Duo, and I was like, the inspiration is right here, so why should I look around? And like I said earlier too, the dual screen, the extra screen is such a new, unique concept. It's very clever, it's very thoughtful, but in a way it's so new, it's almost surreal. So what I wanted to make was this surreal art piece, a surreal illustration, a little unreal. So here you can see me sitting in this boat floating in space with planets around in the new universe sort of space. But I don't know, just looking at this beam of light falling on me.
Innovation is a key to the evolution of the Intel Core architecture. Together with Intel 9th generation Core i9 processor, this laptop also comes with an RTX 2060 graphic card with 6 GB VRAM. This RTX laptop comes with NVIDIA Studio drivers for the best reliability in creative apps, supporting fast ray tracing, AI processing, high-resolution video editing, and many other useful functions. To ensure there's no internet latency and delay on transferring files, the ZenBook Pro Duo also comes with the latest Wi-Fi 6 and Thunderbolt 3 connectivity. To further ensure silky smooth operation and maximum performance are available at all times, ZenBook Pro Duo got 5 dedicated heat pipes for CPU and GPU cooling, 2 special cooling fans, and a special Zen cool plate to efficiently disperse all the heat generated. Apart from that, we built in a dedicated turbo fan mode to trigger the fan. We built a turbo fan button to trigger the turbo fan mode. From this graph, you can see a significant difference about the performance when the turbo fan mode is on, and also it is only with auto mode without a turbo fan. So for users, the cameras that we put in the accessory and the laptop stand can bring you a more comfortable typing experience, while the stylus pad and numpad can also enhance your productivity to another high level. All of these accessories will come free with the laptop model itself. So now I'm going to finish the introduction for the ZenBook Pro Duo. Apart from that, the laptop of tomorrow also comes with another model, which is the ZenBook Duo, the world's first dual-screen laptop with up to 22 hours battery life. For some users who don't require such a powerful performance as ZenBook Pro Duo, but only need a laptop for daily multitasking and content creation, the ZenBook Duo UX581 will be their top choice. To ensure you have a non-stop usage, we put a 70-watt battery in this ZenBook Duo. Well, most laptops in the market nowadays are only using 30-watt battery. So that means the battery of this laptop is more than 2 times of a normal laptop. As a consequence, with Screenpad on, this laptop supports up to 16 hours battery life. And with Screenpad off, it can even last up to 22 hours battery life. Even though it's such a huge 70-watt battery in this ultrabook, the weight of this laptop is still only 1.5 kilogram, and the thickness is still only 19.9 millimeters. It is a very difficult technology if you want to put a big battery in this kind of thin machine. Even though with that thin and light model, this model of course comes with powerful performance. So now it comes with an MX250 graphic cards, and what is the most astonishing is that it comes with 10th generation Intel i7 processor. So do you want to know more about the 10th gen Intel processor? Let's welcome the Vice President and Marketing Director from Intel India, Mr. Prakash, to talk more about the 10th generation processor.
I'll be honest with you, that since I had been in that platform, right in the middle, since Rex started presenting, I kid you not, I think I've taken at least 50 pictures of this screen. Isn't this really cool? This itself deserves a round of applause for it. Including, I've never seen a stage like this. I'm a photographer, I'm an amateur photographer, so hence the rendering, the colors, and the difference, the dual screen, the way the stage has been set is just incredible. I'm just so impressed. I believe in design and how cool great designs look. You can't really sum up, but when you see a very cool design, you can really intuitively feel we have done something magical, and dual screen this way is a fantastic instance of innovation. So I've had a very unique opportunity and privilege to work with Rex across 2 geographies. Southeast Asia, which I was a part of a few years back before coming to India. So I had an opportunity to work with him across these 2 geographies. And the thing that stands out for me with ASUS and the entire team across India, Southeast Asia, and the global team are 3 things. One is ambition, the highest level of ambition to change the world. The second is collaboration, because it never can be done alone. And the third is innovation, because you always need to really push the boundaries of what's possible and what new you can really come together with. And I will touch on all of these: ambition, collaboration, and innovation, and how it relates to India. And when you think about it, in fact, I started this trip in Delhi from Monday morning. How many of you were in IMC this week? Anybody at IMC? I see a few, few of you were there. And when you looked at, this is a India Mobile Congress, so telecom operators, many of our partners, government, industry in general comes together to really talk as an ecosystem on what's the future of network and access and connectivity in this country. And what I saw in the booths, as well as the sessions I met with the customers, partners, government, all of them combined, is you could not admit the amount that the entire industry, startups, ecosystem, some of our telecom operators are pushing on to really change the country. And that's what one of the panels I was part of I talked about as well, because disruption is the new normal in India. When you think about disruption over the last 5-7 years, what do you think has happened here? 4G. We went from 155th to being number 1 in mobile data consumption in the world in 18 months. It has never happened in any part of the world. You see content consumption. Think about OTT players, how they are reimagining entertainment in this country. No other part of the world. You look at digital payments. It is fast rising to become an accepted practice for interaction on in commercial terms. Never happened that fast, except maybe in China. So all of this really sets ourselves for a very different India in the next 5-10 years. And I'm really optimistic that we can all bring it together. That's why you got to really have the highest level of ambition.
60 graphic cards and dual 4K displays. This price is starting from 209. After that, we got another new design for the ultrabook light daily usage multitasking end users. This is a 14-inch ZenBook Duo UX581, up to 10th generation i7 Intel processor, MX250 and a dual FullHD displays. This price will be starting from 89. So except for Screenpad Plus that is just available today, there is another kind of Screenpad which is also innovated by ASUS. Let's take a look at it as well. We redesigned the whole user interface compared with the last generation Screenpad 1 on the ZenBook Pro UX580. So now the ZenBook series comes with the Screenpad 2, which the interface is more like a smartphone. It is now equipped with 5.65-inch FullHD display on the touchpad that works just as the same as your smartphone. While preparing office tasks, you can get job done faster with specially adapted design apps like Sheet Expert, Doc Expert, Slide Expert. So that gives you more productivity when you're doing office jobs. Of course, for the Screenpad 2, we will emphasize the function of entertainment just as the Screenpad Plus. You can play videos or music at the same time while you're working. So I guess it will be your best friend when you're watching cricket games during working hours. The Screenpad 2 is very useful for creating artworks as well. You can use it easily to reference sources images from photo albums or internet without switching the applications. For those who use instant messaging apps on their laptops often, now you can launch the apps on the Screenpad 2, which will keep all the pop-ups and notifications down on the touchpad itself, so that it will not bother you when you're working on the main screen. So now we got the Screenpad 2 on our ZenBook 14, the world's smallest 14-inch laptop with Screenpad 2. Together, we are launching the 13-inch model and the 15-inch model together with 10th generation Intel processor. For this model, the price will be starting from $84.99. For the Screenpad 2 and 10th generation Intel processor, it's not only available on ZenBook, but now it is also available on the mainstream and stylish DualBook S15. This is the world's first colorful ultra portable with the Screenpad 2. For this model, the price will be starting from $65.99. So now let's take a look at how stylish and young style the new S15 is like.
I would say it's a collection of radios and radios together in composition engineering. We've been really lucky to play with the ZenBook for the last week and a half or so, and it's incredibly powerful. working. And so this is something that it's new to us right now, we're getting used to it, but it's, I feel like it's super powerful. Two screens right there on the board. That's really like changing our world. That's like something that's really great.
And also the fact that it's you don't have to do anything else, anything extra to optimize it for particular software we're using it with. It's literally right there, you can drag it onto the second screen and just start using, like in our particular case we're using software called Ableton Live, which we used to perform live on a regular basis. And it's been super fun just playing around with different possibilities on that second screen that we're using a mixer, using audio effects, and just kind of making it.
Yeah, so we really think about what that means to make the software future something for the music so like we really think about the future.
It's been a trip working on this device. I'm really excited to use it on live.